Do you like my super accurate mug? I love it. Hello, I'm Shell, and I haven't done one of these sit-down videos in a couple of weeks. I think it's because I've just been doing a lot of vlogging, because I've just been doing a lot of writing, because I am trying to get through all of my revisions by the end of the year. But I thought I would take a little bit of a break from writing and tell you about the books that I'm gonna be reading for the reading rush, which is a readathon that happens every year. It used to be called the booktube-a-thon, but they have rebranded and it's all purple and cute now, and it's happening all throughout the week of next week. I will leave the information video and all that good stuff down in the description bar below. But alongside my TBR, because you all know that I never stick to my TBR, so I have a lot of options, but I also have some recommendations if you're looking for some books to read next week. So yeah, let's just get into the challenges. The first reading challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover. The first one that I thought I could read is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Second option that I could read is Undead Girl Gang by Lily something. I can't remember the author's names and I didn't write them down on my phone. But this is all purple, all over the cover. And I think this one is about zombies, and yeah, I don't know. It seems fun. It's got purple on the cover. The third option that I have for this challenge is to read The Casket Girls. I heard about this book from the Word Nerds. I think it was someone mentioned it in one of their live shows, their weekly live shows, and it sounded really interesting because I think it's about vampires or something, and I think it's set in New Orleans, and I also found the audiobook of it on Scribd. So that's like the main reason why I wanted to read it, but it's got purple on the cover and I'm kind of in the mood for vampires. So those were the three options that I could choose from. The three options that you could choose from are Anya's Ghost, which is a graphic novel by Vera Brosgol. This is one of my favorite graphic novels. It's all purple because the theme, like the color scheme inside the graphic novel itself is just black, white, gray, and purple. And it's about a girl who falls down a well, and she is contacted by this ghost that's down there in the well with her, and then she takes this ghost home and they become friends. The second option I have for you is another graphic novel, and it is This One Summer by Gillian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. This also has just really beautiful art style within it. It's very slice of life, just like Anya's Ghost has like the paranormal ghost aspect to it, but this one is straight up contemporary slice of life kind of graphic novel. It's about these two families that meet up every summer. The two daughters of these families are really good friends, and they always meet up and catch up during the summer at their lake house, because they both have a lake house, and they, you know, hang out at the beach and all that stuff, and it's very coming of age. And there are also some serious topics within this that I wasn't expecting when I started reading it. And the third purple recommendation I have for you is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. This is one of my favorite stories of all time. I love the movie. That's also, you know, a good double up. You could read this and then also watch the movie, which covers another challenge. So yeah, it's about this girl that moves into this house with her family, and then she discovers this little door inside the house, and then she goes through it. The second reading challenge is to read a book in the same spot. Now, I did watch their video, and they did say that you don't actually have to like stay in that spot for the whole time, so you could, you know, leave, but you can only read the book that you have read in that spot, so you can come back and, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. So I was thinking of reading either The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, because it's very short. So if I pick like a coffee shop or the locker room at my gym, which is where I do a lot of my reading, I don't have to like stay there for too long. Or I could also read The Merciless, which I'm really excited about. This is by Daniel Vega. By the way, The Alchemist is about this shepherd boy thing, person, not thing, person, and he, I don't actually know what it's about. I've just heard a lot of people recommending it to me, but I think he goes on a journey or something. I haven't read it, so I don't know. And The Merciless by Daniel Vega has been pitched as Mean Girls meets The Craft, but more slasher and gore horror, which I'm super excited about because I love early 2000s, late 90s, mid 90s, early 90s like slasher horror movies, as well as like that era of teen drama movies as well. So I'm hoping this is gonna be like a lot of gore and a lot of horror and a lot of fun. As for the books that I recommend for this challenge, I picked two very short books. The first one is A House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Malerman. This is my favorite Josh Malerman book that I've read. I know everyone is familiar with Bird Box, and I know everyone loves that because there was a movie about it and everything, but I really love this one. This is about two teenagers. They're 17-year-old teenagers, and they go on their first date, and then they go to this lake, and they're in their canoe, and then they see a giant house at the bottom of this lake, and they decide to explore it. It's very horror thriller, but I feel like there's some undertones of some sort of commentary on there as well, which I really enjoy. It's one of those books that I do want to discuss with other people because especially the ending, you can go in so many different directions basically with this ending. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's also like really short. And the second recommendation I have for you is actually a screenplay, well, like a stage play, like a script. It is Peter and Alice, a new play by John Logan. I haven't seen the play. I kind of wanted to see it. I think it came to like Melbourne, but I wasn't in Melbourne at the time. This is kind of a reimagining of if the real inspiration for Peter Pan and the real inspiration for Alice in Wonderland, if they both meet and they both have a conversation. It's really good. It was kind of sad, to be completely honest. The third challenge is to read a book that you meant to read last year. Now, I actually have two options for this. One of them is an audiobook, which I'm super grateful for, and the other one I've been trying to read for a couple of years now. But the first one that is an audiobook is Diary of a Young Girl, which is the Anne Frank novel. Especially listening to the audiobook is really fun because it's narrated by Helena Bonham Carter. And I love her voice. So yeah, I'm hoping to get through this this week, hopefully. And the second option, which I've been trying to read for the longest time, is Say Her Name by Juno Dawson. This is another YA horror, kind of like The Merciless. And I've been trying to read it for the longest time because it's inspired by the Bloody Mary urban legend. And I love urban legends. I also just absolutely love this cover. So I'm hoping to give this another try. Fourth challenge is to read an author's first book. I have The Merciless. Again, apparently this is a debut novel for Daniel Vega. I could definitely pick this up if I want to double up on challenges, but if I wanted to add more books to my TBR, I could also read Again But Better by Christine Riccio, because that's a debut and I've been following her writing journey for the longest time now, so I'm very interested to check out her book. And the recommendation I have for you when it comes to reading a debut novel is Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. I wish more people would talk about this book because it is so fun. It's very satirical and it's very black humor, but it's about these group of girls that kidnap one of the members of this band that they're all obsessed with, and it's just a lot of fun. I wish someone would do like a movie adaptation for it, because I think it would be really fun. I think there is one that's similar to this plot. I think it was called like Taking 5 or something on Disney. Comment down below and let me know if you remember that, if you watched it, because I do remember, I think it starred the band The Click 5. Is that what they're called? I know that one of their biggest hits is a song called Just the Girl. She's just the girl I'm looking for. Which I used to be really into, so yeah, I highly recommend this if you're in the mood for something really fun. Anyway, challenge number 5 is to read a book featuring a non-human character. Now, I don't have anything for this challenge. I don't even have anything to recommend because I read a lot of contemporaries. I read contemporary horror, contemporary romance, contemporary sad books. I just read about people. So, but I thought I could read Animal Farm. I think I did an essay on Animal Farm a couple of years ago at uni. I didn't like read the book or anything, I just spark notes it, so maybe I could read that. I've also been wanting to read Fly on the Wall, because I really love We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I'm interested to see that one because apparently it's a retelling of Metamorphosis. Challenge number 6 is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. So for this one, I picked Diary of a Young Girl, because Diary of a Young Girl. Yeah, 5. Or I could read Call Me By Your Name, because I also want to read that, and that's also on Scribd. So good old Scribd saving the day. A recommendation that I have for you is A House at the Bottom of a Lake, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Look at that. A second recommendation that you could read for this challenge, as well as the challenge after this one, is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. It's not a favorite, but it is one that I like a lot, and it's one that I wish more people would talk about because I think it's really good. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. And then the third option that I have is All My Friends Are Superheroes. All My Friends Are Superheroes. Yeah, 5, exactly 5. Oh, I haven't told you what they're about. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is about this guy who is in high school and he kind of just hates everything. He's like, I'm too good for everything. He makes friends with this girl. Everything's falling. He makes friends with this girl that actually has cancer, and it's good. It's not like The Fault in Our Stars. It sounds like it might be like The Fault in Our Stars, but it's not a romance. All My Friends Are Superheroes is about this guy who is surrounded by people that he thinks has superpowers, and then he's the only one that doesn't have one. It's very magic realism-y, so yeah, it's really good. And the last recommendation I have, if you're in the mood for some non-fiction, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I love this book. I would recommend it to literally everyone, because everyone should read this because it's so good. And it's also an audio, which is a bonus when it comes to readathons. And the 7th reading challenge is to read the book and then watch the movie adaptation. So I have some options. I could read Diary of a Young Girl because I have been wanting to watch the movie that's based on it. And the other option that I could go with filling in this challenge is Call Me By Your Name, because my sister's been begging me to watch that movie, so I might do that. As for recommendations for you, I have 2. So I have Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I really enjoyed the movie. And the second option is The Ruins by Scott Smith. Is about a group of college students who go to Mexico, I think, or they go to South America for their spring break and their, you know, completely wasted the whole time that they're there, and they go exploring, and they do something dumb, and they go into the ruins, which has signs all over the place clearly stating that you shouldn't enter that place, but they do it anyway because otherwise the book would be boring if they didn't. Yeah, weird things start happening. It's really fun, so highly recommend. Anyway, I have completely destroyed my book suitcase, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found some books that I recommended interesting and you want to pick it up. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I want to read. Let me know if they're good, if they're bad, if I should pick up something else. Yeah, I will leave the link to my Reading Rush profile thing down in the description bar below so we can be friends. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day, and you will see me in another video soon.